Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm here to talk more about The Walking Dead Season 9 because we just got some more information. We got a sneak peek for Episode 9 and then also the synopsis for Episode 10. Very exciting stuff to break down in today's video, but before I do begin, if you are a fan of The Walking Dead, be sure to subscribe for daily content. But other than that, let's get started. So in the sneak peek, we have Daryl and Michonne talking, and they're figuring out what to do with something that's going on, and I think it's the Lydia situation. They don't really give us the context in the sneak peek. But Daryl's saying, why is it up to me? And Michonne tells him, because you're the best judge of character I know. So Michonne obviously needs Daryl to do something for him, like as a leader, and Daryl is kind of reluctant on it, but we've been seeing that all season from Daryl. Even back in episode 1 when he was in charge of the sanctuary, he told Rick that he didn't want to do it because it's not his thing. But even in the sneak peek, Michonne mentions that both Jesus and Maggie are gone. So Michonne's taking care of Alexandria, King Ezekiel's at the kingdom, so there needs to be somebody at the hilltop. And even Daryl said, like, how about Tara? But Michonne said, Tara's smart, but she shouldn't do it alone. So they really need Daryl to step up and be a leader here. But the context around this scene, they don't tell us what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's, dealing with Lydia, because they're back at the hilltop. This is episode 9. And we know episode 9 is going to pick up immediately at the graveyard because we saw the opening minutes. And they're going to try to get back. And we even get to see their journey back. Like yesterday in the sneak peek, we saw them. We have this image right here of them carrying Eugene and Jesus trying to get back home. And then also we had another sneak peek of Michonne and Daryl at this bridge where they run into Whispers. And we also see them capture Lydia. So they give us a lot of different sneak peeks in different times, but we can put stuff together and we kind of know what's going to happen here. So obviously they're going to escape the graveyard, and then they're going to run into this bridge, and they're going to find Lydia there, capture her, and bring her back to the hilltop. And when they get back to the hilltop, they're going to have to figure out what to do. And I'm pretty sure that Judith and RJ, they're at Alexandria. So Michonne needs to get back. King Ezekiel and Carol, they need to go back, and I think they already went back to the kingdom. So they need people at the hilltop, obviously, to deal with Lydia, and we even see that in the trailers where Lydia is talking to Daryl. So obviously he's gonna take that role and do it. And we even have that moment in the trailer where Lydia told Daryl that you don't want to mess with my mom, and then we even have Daryl going down to talk to Alpha at the gates of the hilltop. So this is good stuff for Daryl fans because, season 9, I think, has been a great season for Daryl fans. Because in previous seasons, especially the last two, Daryl has not been the character we wanted. And, Angela King did a great job because they need Daryl now more than ever, especially since Rick isn't there anymore. And I think it all kind of comes full circle with Rick wanting Daryl to be a leader, and now Daryl is taking that leader position. I do like that. And even though Daryl may not show it, he is one of those characters who care the most for the group and for everybody. So he is definitely going to do it. With Rick wanting him to do it, everybody at the hilltop needing a leader, he's obviously going to do that job. But something I found interesting is if possibly Aaron could be some sort of leader at the hilltop also, because they need everybody to work together. But I think, Jesus and Aaron, there was some connection there. And, Aaron obviously is really hurt from Jesus dying. And they're kind of building Aaron to look like that comic book Rick. Now, he's obviously not Rick, but just his presence kind of reminds us of, Rick. And I think if he takes some sort of leadership, especially now, since, Jesus is gone, I would like that, honestly. I think he could do that. Plus, Ross Marquand is like a very strong actor, really good. And Aaron's been there for a while, but he's always a character that's kind of pushed to the side that I want more of. So, I think now more than ever would be a good time to let Aaron shine and have that leadership moment. Also because we know Daryl, I think he's going to go after, specifically I think Henry when he escapes, because we see him in the trailer right here where he has a backpack on, obviously following the Whispers, and he has a backpack on, so he's getting ready to travel long distance, I'm sure. And I think that's because Henry escaped and probably went after Lydia. That's what my guess is. But they need people back at the hilltop to take care of the hilltop. And I think Aaron could be one of those people. And we also know Daryl's going to go look for Negan. So Daryl has a lot of stuff to do. He most likely isn't going to just be sitting in a community. He's probably going to be out, doing his own thing, being Daryl, like the season 2 Daryl who would go out and look for Sophia. And that's what I'm most excited for, because Daryl, I agree when Daryl says that it's not my thing to be a leader. I think it's better for him to go out and do his own thing and be his own character. I know a lot of people don't like season 2, but I actually think that was a great season for Daryl fans. Like, that was probably one of the best, one of the better Daryl seasons. And yeah, as much as everybody needs him to be a leader, I think he's much better off doing his own thing. So still, he could be a leader and taking charge and dealing with the Whispers, being the main person dealing with them. But he's obviously going to be out looking for Negan, looking for Henry, dealing with the Whispers. So they need people back at the Hilltop like Aaron, I think, and Tara to do their job and be a leader. So yeah, things are looking good for Daryl this season. So if you're a Daryl fan, you're probably going to be pleased with this season. But anyways, let's move on and talk about episode 10. The title and synopsis. We already got the title a while back, which is Omega, which I think is a great title, but they didn't release the synopsis for some reason, and today they did, so let's go over that. So the synopsis reads: a new arrival at the Hilltop opens up about the leader of a group of mask-wearing savages. A search party sets out on a daring mission to find 2 missing friends. Alright, that's a great synopsis. So Omega, since the title is Omega, I believe we're going to see Alpha this episode, most likely towards the end. But a new arrival at the Hilltop, that's obviously going to be Lydia, and I think, opens up about the leader of a group of mask-wearing savages. That's going to be Lydia telling Daryl about Alpha, like we saw in the trailer. The 2 missing friends, that is obviously going to be Luke and Alden, as we saw in the trailer. Those 2 were on their own on horses. I don't even know why they would send out 2 people. I mean, they said missing, so maybe those 2 really didn't know about the Whispers and they just went out on their own. I think that would be pretty cool, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So yeah, because they were at the Hilltop, they don't really know what the Whispers are, so maybe those 2 went out on their own and they run into the Whispers, and we can see it again for the first time, like characters witnessing the Whispers for the first time. That would be pretty cool. But other than that, there should be no reason why they would be out on their own, because they even said in the trailer, Aaron was like, there's a new threat out there. So if they don't even know, if they don't even comprehend this new threat 100%, there is no reason why they would send out 2 people on their own. So maybe Luke and Alden went out not knowing about the Whispers. And we also have that bit in the trailer of Luke and Alden like surrounded by Whispers, and then Alpha pulls out a shotgun. I love that so much, and I think that would be like an awesome end to an episode. Like the end of episode 10 would end on that, because that would make fans want more. And then episode 11 would be Alpha going to the Hilltop like we saw in the trailer. And since we're in the discussion of talking about episode titles, so according to Google, we have the titles until episode 14. But take this information with a grain of salt, because it hasn't been confirmed yet by any article or anything. It's just on Google, and I think people might be able to edit this, but I've seen this in the past before and it wasn't wrong. But I'm still saying that we really shouldn't look at this 100% because it hasn't been confirmed. But I still want to share it with you guys because there are some interesting titles here. So according to Google, episode 11 would be titled Bounty, episode 12 would be titled Guardians, episode 13 would be titled Choke Point, and then episode 14 would be titled Scars. Now the one that jumps out at me is Scars, episode 14, because they did say that we're gonna have flashbacks this episode to learn about the scars that Daryl and Michonne have, those exes, and I'm sure other characters also have them, because if Daryl and Michonne have them, I'm sure there will be some other people, and this could be like an entire flashback episode. I don't know how I would feel about that. It depends on the episode, really, because I'm interested to see what happened with the scars. So hopefully, if this is a full flashback, and I could kind of see this being a full flashback episode, because episode 15 and 16 will most likely be the fair, and they want to like maybe do a flashback episode and then the big stuff at the end of season 9. But nonetheless, I'm excited to learn what happened with Daryl and Michonne and these X scars. But again, those titles aren't 100% confirmed. They're just on Google. but we're gonna have to wait for AMC to, you know, confirm it or something. But anyways, that's it for this video. I just wanted to talk about, you know, the sneak peek we got and episode 10 title and synopsis, and then possibly the titles for episode 11, 12, 13, and 14. Leave your thoughts and opinions about the sneak peek in the comments down below, and anything else that I talked about in this video today. Let me know what you're most excited for Daryl's character, because it does look like he's gonna have a big arc in the back half of season 9. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating, and for more Walking Dead content like this, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.